Red Bull made a bet on Friday, Max Verstappen disagreed with it on Saturday, and the forecast just sided with the team. He starts the Canadian Grand Prix from 6th, and the data says he wins it. Russell has pole, Antonelli is alongside, McLaren has Norris and Piastri behind them, Hamilton is 5th, at the track he has won 7 times, and Verstappen is 6th, and his quote after qualifying was that Red Bull didn't follow his setup feedback in Canada. What they did instead was build the car for the rain. Higher downforce, different ride height, less Saturday optimized. The choice that costs you top-end speed in a dry quali, but lets you live with damp asphalt for 90 minutes on Sunday. They even split the 2 cars on purpose, Hadjar getting a different setup configuration to hedge, so they were not even unanimous inside their own garage. That was the call when the forecast was 80% rain. It has since crashed to 18, but the FIA just declared a rain hazard this morning. The morning cell soaked the surface, and the race starts on intermediates on a drying line in 10-degree air. Mercedes left margin in their setup, McLaren left more. Red Bull went all in, and only the all-in car gets to use that. Now the math nobody is pricing. F1 wet races compress dry pace gaps by half a second to a full second per lap every time, because water films equalize aero and cold tires punish optimized warm-up windows. Red Bull is 1 second per lap slower than Mercedes in the dry. In the wet, that gap is 0, and the only remaining variable is who can extract more out of the same pace. That's where Verstappen lives. His recent wet receipts are extreme. Sao Paulo last year started 17th, won by 19 seconds, 5th driver in Formula One history to win from that far back. Canada last year started 2nd, beat Russell on pole in mixed wet-dry conditions, won by 3.8. Zandvoort the year before, wet-dry, won. 3 of the last 4 serious wet races in this sport are Verstappen victories. And here's what nobody is saying about P6 in mixed conditions. The pole sitter has to play defense, has to control the field, cannot pit first without giving up track position. 6th has the inverse, free pit window, undercut authority, no defensive obligation. Canada has had 4 wet or mixed races since 2011, and the pole sitter has lost 3 of them. The average winner started 7th. Verstappen starts 6th. Look at the 4 drivers in front of him and check what they need. Russell lost wet Canada in 2024 from pole. Antonelli is contesting his first Formula One wet Grand Prix from an attacking position. Norris and Piastri have McLaren's cold tire cooling design. The same trick that beats everyone in hot weather is helpless at 10 degrees. And Pirelli's own 2026 wet test stranded them at sub-zero. Hamilton is the only 7-time Canada winner on the grid, but he is now in a Ferrari. And yesterday he said the wet tires don't work. Red Bull went against their driver, and the forecast just made them right. Verstappen wins this from 6th,